9 o'clock in the morning on Friday. It's December 5th, and the wind stopped, which is just amazing because this house was shaking all night long. Sure, the wind is let up, but it's still cold. Sure you want to do this? Maine Coon cat and a T-Rex. T-Rex is never a doubt. Yes, 2 and 3 for the road. Blue sky. Steve? And blue nose and blue fingers at 9:10 on Friday the 5th. 13 degrees, says the Accurite. And what's this one over here say? It says it's the coldest morning we've had. Almost colder than anything we had all last winter. That one says 21. I don't know, somewhere in between. Add them up and divide by 2. It's about 17 degrees outside. And I built this contraption yesterday. It was so windy last night. I tried to remember the ice bucket from last year. I tried to put a ruler in it. But the even though I put all those bricks on there, it kept moving and bending. So while I dismantle that little structure, I'll show you the wind gusts from last night here in southern New England from the Marivelis Extreme Performance Anemometry. Say that 3 times fast. And I put them all in one post on X. I think the most was right there in Dennis, just over 50 miles an hour. Wellfleet gusted to 45 miles an hour. And of course, for the wind, the Great Blue Hill gusted to 60 miles an hour, or even 62 miles an hour if you count the millisecond. It is extreme performance after all. And here at the house, here's my Tempest. The Tempest doesn't work for the temperature, but it works for the wind. And it had a wind gust last night to 43 miles an hour. And I just saw the data from the Monday night storm when that Bombo Genesis went by and nobody had wind. We gusted to 49 miles an hour here in North Weymouth. All right, Tim, there's no pneumatic drill. There's no wind. I don't have to talk that loud. Sorry about that. And here is the ice bucket. Somehow the leaves blew in there anyway. And let's carry the ice bucket. Take the show on the road because that's how dense the ice is. There's a golf ball. Where did that come from? Everything was just blowing around here. And put the ice bucket back where we found it. Several inches of ice. And we've named this, of course, the TK Weather Experience 25-26 Ice Bucket. We're getting a new brand. We're going to call it maybe the TK Weather Experience, and we'll all experience it together. And Steve is just infatuated with whatever lives under that deck. And yesterday, we did end up with a snow shower here, almost a snow squall. I was surprised. I thought we were all done, and then right about 7 o'clock, that high-res NAM called it. We've got convection. Oh, wow. Had a little bit of grapple mixed with our snowflakes blowing down Regatta Road. And it was pretty intense there for about 3 seconds. That's the nature of a snow shower or a snow squall. And there was no evidence of any of that whiteness here this morning. There's the cat Mint finally took a beating. So I turned over the worm farm yesterday for the guys working on the big dig, and they saw the worm vein. So we get the worm farm. And now, interesting, high pressure is right over us, and the wind has gone calm. And we've got a couple of emission stacks. There's a power plant right over on the other side of the bridge over there. It's actually on our side of the bridge, but on the other side of 3A. And when the emissions are going straight up, you know you have an inversion, and high pressure is right over us. It all happened so fast. Summit of Mount Washington, moon set this morning. Glorious. And the wind on Mount Washington last night gusted to 119 miles per hour. The temperature yesterday at 11 a.m. was plus 10. By midnight, it was minus 21. An absolute value change of about 45 degrees, down 30 degrees, and then up 16 degrees. Did I do that math right? 46 degree absolute value, something like that. And it all happened so fast. That's the nature of these Arctic blasts. And that low temperature in the last 24 hours of minus 20.6 happened before midnight last night. So that's yesterday's number. And they rounded it down to minus 21. And that ties the record for December 4th, set in 1989. We keep talking about these historic winters as far as snow goes, 76, 77, as far as 68, 69. And as far as cold goes, December 1989 is the coldest December in our life. And we're rivaling it. This morning was the coldest December 5th sunrise for millions of people, not only in North America, but look at this, South America also. And in Ecuador, supposedly, there was one of the coldest readings ever in Ecuador. I'm not sure about that. I'm not going to quality check Ecuador readings. But here in the Northeast, it stretched from about Missouri to Maine and even beyond up into southeastern Canada. And I'd see some of the more impressive lows. I think it was 12 in Boston, and that broke the record of 14 from 1989. Hyannis 14 broke the record from 15 in 1989. So there we have a lot of 1989s. I think Montpelier, Vermont, about -7 or so, also 1989. So hundreds of people having their coldest December 5th and 4th ever in their life. And I'm a little distracted here. I'm watching the crew from Sebago Dock and Lift coming down the beach to continue and finalize all these stairways. They've been working so hard in any kind of weather. So the big dig progress is coming along swimmingly. What's going on today? Well, the high pressure system with this cold has come right over New England. And here's the map for this afternoon. And it shows snow just missing us to the south. We were so teased by the Canadian 9 days ago, said that snow was going to be for southern New England tomorrow. And then 9 days ago, we had high pressure to our north, but instead now the reality is we've low pressure to our north and a warm front going by. So it's often on the backside of these highs that you can get some really interesting weather. And it may actually end up snowing a little bit tomorrow. Look, the Weather Prediction Center map for tomorrow shows the low completely missing us to the south, the warm front to the north, yet it shades a little blue over New England, over southern New England. Could be some snowflakes and or raindrops. People asking about the Nantucket stroll. Very cold, but very pleasant, I would say. Just some nice December weather for Nantucket. I'll get T-Rex over here because, of course, he found a way to tangle himself. Sorry about that. You're here partially for the animals, right? You go, T-Rex. And so the weather in New England is going to keep on changing. Look at the national advisories, watches, and warnings, and look at this. Usually when it's cold in the east, it's warmer in the west, but not snow. Winter, but not so. This time, snow is in the forecast. Winter storm warnings are in effect from northern Idaho to Colorado. And then off to the west of that in Washington State, I read the forecast discussion. They're expecting a atmospheric river with torrential rains coming into Oregon and Washington, and then snow in the higher elevations. And those storms coming in off the Pacific Ocean are going to be splitting across North America. Part of them are going to go across Canada in a very fast and mostly flat, but it only takes a little perturbation, flow across southern Canada, and another flow that's going to go and split down into the southeastern United States. And it's trying to match up the northern stream and the southern stream that is so hard. And that's why the guidance is so bad, because what is coming in 5 days is weather now from south of Alaska and also north of Hawaii. And how it manifests once it gets to the East Coast is why we get these forecasts so bad in the 5 to 10 day range. But we give it a try every single day. So let's go to the short range first and use the HRRR for the precipitation. Oh, trying to undo Steve. There you go, Steve. I undid you. This precipitation coming in on the backside of the high pressure system, warm air advection coming at us. So even though it's only in the teens north, 20s south today, we're going to warm it up tonight, warming into the 20s north and into the 30s south by morning, and still just barely cold enough that a little appendage, a little warm front or a little upper level energy is what we call it, is the reason for those blue shaded showers of snow coming across Connecticut and central Massachusetts tomorrow afternoon. When I can't explain anything, I call it upper level energy, but I do think it's a warm front. And then it's warm enough that when those showers get to eastern Massachusetts, a couple of raindrops are possible late tomorrow towards sunset, Nantucket stroll, just a couple of sprinkles. Temperatures will be in the 30s. That could just as easily be a snowflake or two. And I'm not going to show you, but the HRRR did print out about 1 inch of snow for Worcester, Massachusetts tomorrow. And then we take it out to 12Z, which is 7 a.m. on Sunday. And now there's a wall of snow to the west across parts of New York and Pennsylvania. And that wall of snow is going to be light snow for mostly central and northern New England late Sunday into Monday. And that's going to be a warm front / Arctic cold front that's going to come in here. And new Arctic blast comes in Sunday night and Monday. And there could be another one again next weekend. And let's try and get this moving. And there's Steve checking out the new structure. Anything under there, Steve? Loving the new structure. Come over here and just give you a little demo. We got a gate And yeah, so things are on the change here. And we're going to use the Euro model. I looked at the GFS and the Canadian. They're not that bad, but the Euro we've been using, and it's really kind of not changing too much. I look for consistency in these models to figure out which one I want to use. And here is the Euro going forward for the next 9 days. We're not going to go to 10. And it shows the little snowstorm missing us to the south, snowing in Washington, D.C. this morning. I don't think it's very much accumulation. And that's right on our doorstep tomorrow morning, and it's out. And then we have the low going to our north instead of a high. That makes a huge difference from what we thought a week and a half ago. And there's the next wave coming across the Great Lakes, and it's a wave on an Arctic front. The Arctic air has lifted out, but it's going to start pressing back down with snow and much of New England, probably not the south coast. The lean cold rule would say several inches of snow toward the Canadian border Sunday night. And then that's an Arctic plunge again on Sunday night and Monday morning, almost as cold and windy as it was last night, although I didn't think it was going to be that windy last night. This could happen again here. Another kind of polar vortex digging in here for Monday, one after another system coming into the northwestern United States off the Pacific Ocean. We have a negative North Atlantic oscillation. That's a Greenland block, and it's taking most of the heavy energy, especially the southern stream energy, off well south of New England. And we have another Arctic wave on an Arctic front coming at us Tuesday, and that one looks like it tries to expand a little bit for some snow and maybe the rain snow line very close to Cape Cod on Wednesday into Thursday morning. Here comes another wave coming out of the Midwest. This one looks even sharper. And now we are digging a trough on the East Coast, so maybe Thursday morning some snow reaching up to Cape Cod as warm air tries to come back at us. But just as quickly, there's another low coming right across New England next Friday night, and it looks like it tries to redevelop south of New England. And sure enough, there it is. Next Saturday, this is December 13th. This is day 9. We're only going to go that far because it's pretty much useless anyway. But it shows a 997 low south of Nantucket with rain and snow very close to Nantucket and snow for much of New England, and another Arctic plunge with about a 1019 high pressure system to the north of New England. And that ridge has reformed in the west. It looks like warm in the west at that point, and storms continue to come in. But when they come in that far north in British Columbia, usually we get a warm up across most of the eastern United States. But that's really not in the cards with the negative North Atlantic oscillation. So that's another Arctic plunge there on day 9, and wind and snow and continuing to make history. And if you look back at the climatological from 1989, it was not a frigid month in all of North America. It was a frigid month in eastern United States and kind of warm in western United States. And that's kind of how this one's looking like it's going to play out. Oh, what else did I want to talk about? So many things. Making history in the snowfall department. A beautiful view this morning. Carl Weller from Mount Mansfield, well, from Stowe, looking over Mount Mansfield with the full cold moon going down. He says if you look really close, you can see the snow guns going. Yeah, when there's an inversion, your snow guns cause the diamond dust snow to fill the entire resort area. And the resort now reporting a 50-inch snow depth at the top of the mountain at the snow stake there, just below 4,000 feet. And that's more than 20 inches above where we were. The snowiest winter in our life, 1968-69, was just ramping up, and we are ahead of that winter. I don't see any huge snowstorms coming at Mount Mansfield, but it is going to keep coming in dribs and drabs, and we are going to get that number to 60 inches by next weekend. All right, what do I see out there in the water? That fish? We have fish? Do we still have a school of fish? Oh, you know what that is? Probably a little bit of ice or slush. No, I don't know. But it's just amazing how calm it is. The house was shaking last night. So we are going to the end more, call it yesterday's weather today. And I was just kind of monitoring the snow showers and snow squalls, and we were getting the imagery from our friends Max and Carl and Josh and Beck up at Mount Mansfield and Jay. So we're going to intersperse that with some TK time lapse. And I already showed you the snow shower we had last night, so I'm just going to leave it with the beauty shot we had when the snow shower was approaching Boston last night with the moon still shining. And look at that cloud just north of Boston. That came in here. It's called Windex, Wintertime Instability Index, developed by one Weir Lundstedt. And it's yesterday's weather. Today, look at that. Frigid. Steve's at the top of the stairs. Rex is at the bottom of the stairs. Steve is at the top of the stairs, and the sun's just coming above the house. And we need that solar heating, passive solar heating today. See you again tomorrow. Here's yesterday's weather today and more. And more. 1:20 p.m. We got some snow squall warnings there near Albany, New York. And we've got the first sign of instability clouds here near Boston. They're going to build up rapidly. 39 degrees. And so far, the content is mostly from Chance in the trees there, skipping school this morning. No, there was a 2-hour delay at Jay Peak, 2-hour delay at school. So you went skiing at Jay Peak. You get a really nice dad, Chance. And also, who else? Carl Weller Jr. Didn't have a videographer, sending some stuff from Stowe, the snow falling. And if you don't have a videographer, you can't really make a video of yourself skiing. Max sent some video. Max was just getting there as Carl was leaving. Max showing up and saying, yep, nice and powdery. And I think that it's time for T-Rex needs to go for a walk. We've had sunshine until just about now, T-Rex. And we've got all kinds of action in the neighborhood. The Sebago Dock and Lift people are still here. You think Rex is eager to go for a walk? Yes, I know, Rex. You take me for a walk. Can I just get a look at the guys working in the backyard for a quick second? Interesting. Josh said it wasn't very windy up there at Jay Peak. That's interesting. He said it was more windy down below. Oh, yes, and Carl had this image of the trash can blown over at the base there near the Forerunner Quad this morning. So there's been wind, but it's been fickle. And there we are, securing the base right there. Making sure we're going to be stable. Nice. Appreciate it, Nate. Is that Nate? I don't know. And there are the clouds. All right, take Rex for a walk. All right, you ready to take us out, Rex? Okay. All right, just go a couple steps because I got to close the door and grab the leash. Frozen pumpkins. Got to get these to the compost. I think they're going to the Cape Cod worm farm. Yeah, Rex. Yeah, I know. Oh, it's really nice in the sun. Now, the problem here on this hill is the drainage across the street. I heard some slip and falls here last night. We had an inch of rain this week, had a couple inches of rain last week, and this is going to turn to ice again tonight. The moon will be big and bright up there after our evening snow shower or snow squall, or maybe just a flurry. T-Rex is reclaiming our winter path up to the park. A lot of our neighbors bring their sticks and stuff in here and stuff. And I'll be cleaning that out. And we will be walking up through the park because that's the best place to track when we have, some snow on the ground. That's the best place to track all the squirrels and raccoons and deer and rabbits. I think that's our old path in there years ago. Looks like someone brought a gravely in here. Took down some of the vegetation that grew up really quickly. And our, what was that, an $85,000 fence about 3 years ago? Do you think we overpaid for it? When I say we, I mean, those of us that pay taxes and such. Wow, they really took the gravely in here. T-Rex, look at all this open space for us again. When it snows, we'll be having a blast. Let's power through here. Look at that. Oh yeah. So this was all cut down to the ground the year of the fence. I think it was 4 years ago now, maybe 3. There's a little opening. And that's how fast things grow back. Yeah, these are looking like maple weeds already. 25 feet tall. Not a gravely. Gravely does not leave ruts like this. Someone brought in a loader of some kind here. Cleared that all out. For T-Rex. It's just for you, T-Rex. It's all yours. All right, that's facing toward the northwest. But we've got a little sun left, so we'll go and kind of angle it where we can see the sun just over the garage and watch the clouds increase and the flag move here for, I don't know, half hour, and then we'll shift it as the clouds thicken up. Oops. How long you been on the ground? Guess we had a wind gust over 30. All right, let's recharge the phone, let it heal a bit. The nearest snow showers are still just coming out of like Hillsborough County into Worcester County. Sorry, phone. All right, well, the setting sun off and these squalls diminish, but sometimes they hang on. One looks like it's getting kind of close to just north of Boston. And let's see if I can do this without allowing the camera to fall on the ground again. There's a squall just north of Boston, or snow shower. I'm setting up inside the breezeway here at 3:10 p.m. Looking out as they're finishing up for the day. 3:10 p.m. Now 3:11 p.m. And the sun sets at 4:11 p.m. The earliest sunsets of the season in Boston are the next 12 days, and then sunset starts getting later. And we'll watch how these clouds move, and it should not blow over as I'm inside the breezeway with the door closed. That's why it sounds funny. Do this for a while, maybe close in on Boston as flakes possibly get closer. 3:40. Weir says he's got some snowflakes in Merrimack. I don't know whether it was a squall or a shower. We'll just zoom in for the color here over Boston. 20 more minutes of sunshine. .411, there it is. Sun still hitting the cloud. And I can see a little bit of the reflection of the sunlight off of the casino in Everett, right there. And there's Bass Rock. There's a very low tide from a very close full moon. What is it? It's less than 230,000 miles away, something like that. I forgot. Anyhow, thank you all for your contributions and watching again today. And as always, we'll see you again tomorrow. As quickly as Arctic air comes in, it goes out. Okay, one more thing. I did just look up the moon distance. 226,660 miles close to Earth right now. I can't hold steady. I'm freezing. All right, that's it. Thanks for watching. There's a snowflake going by Boston right now. Hey Joe, the moon is out, but we got snow. Pretty tricky, isn't it? I didn't realize. I thought we completely missed it. Oh well, yeah, something's missing too. Something's missing, all right. So these are the... I saw one snowflake about a week ago, but this is more impressive. T-Rex is inside and the cats are inside. They're not coming out to share the joy with me. They want 1 inch per hour also. Okay, this was fun. Going back inside now.